Okay, good day. Welcome everybody. So we're trying something different for our results for this week's survey. We're going to be delivering them through video. You will have the traditional way too of looking on the site, and you'll get an email as well with some of the results too. But trying something a little different, something a little new. I was encouraged to try video from a GM actually at another club who does it and has success. So I said, okay, let's give it a try. I didn't want to do it myself, so I have a guest today. We have Trevor Noonan, who I think everyone is familiar with, Chief Operating Officer at the Toronto Club. And Trevor's been great in participating and giving some good feedback on the results and surveys we've been doing. So Trevor, thanks for joining me today.
My pleasure. Thanks for inviting me.
So I want to start off by thanking everyone that's been participating, but also those that have been contributing to questions as well. The last 2 weeks, last month, the surveys have been basically conceived with questions all from the audience, from other GMs. So that tells me that there's a high engagement level. So anyone that has anything down the road they want to add or they're curious about, just shoot me a question. Chances are we may have covered it already, so I might be able to give you answers right off the bat, or if it's something similar, then we can go from there. So we're gonna do a little game show for the results today, and I've warned Trevor a little bit. I've given him the questions, but no answers, so we'll see how close he can be. So we had 82 participants in the survey this week, which was the same as 2 weeks ago. 58 were from golf, 6 were from yacht clubs, 11 from city clubs, and 7 from athletics clubs. So without further ado, Mr. Noonan, the first question here, how many clubs have had a member notify them that they've had a positive case? What do you think?
And I'd like to point out these answers are pure guesses because Ryan changed the password on me, so I couldn't even look that up on the website. I'm going to say how many clubs have had to deal with positive member case? It's going to be around 15%.
Okay, you're pretty close. So 22% of clubs now have had a member notify them that they've tested positive, which I'm sure has been a pretty stressful time for those clubs. This is up 12% since July 30th, and I have a feeling it's only going to go up from here.
Yeah, my answer was based on July results.
You're in the middle. So as a follow-up to that, what percentage of clubs have had a staff member notify them that they've had a positive case?
I'm going to say it's a little bit lower than the 22, and I'm going to go with 12%.
Okay, so not too bad. It's 7% is the answer. So that tells me too that clubs are doing a really good job of keeping all their staff safe and away from potential member cases and things like that. It's probably inevitably going to creep up too, but hopefully not too much further. Moving on, this one was a bit of a surprise to me. How many clubs do not have a food and beverage minimum? What do you think?
Basing it on the clubs I manage, I'm going to go 60% do not have a minimum.
Oh, okay, yeah, so pretty high guess. And I would have actually guessed a lot lower. So the answer is 34%. And I would have thought, maybe in the 20-25% ratio. And it'd be interesting to see where that's going. Like, are clubs getting away from it? What do you think?
I think clubs are trying to get away from it, but I just don't think it's possible. Once you have it, it's a great source of income. And putting it in place now, if you don't have it, is an easy way to put some money into your coffers.
Yeah, sure. Just as a quick follow-up to that, 24% of clubs have issued some sort of credit this year, COVID-related, I'm assuming, for food and beverage minimums. So moving on to the next question, how many clubs are currently waitlisted?
I think that's a low number, although it may have gotten up slightly with COVID. So I'm going to say that's about, from the 68 clubs, I'm going to say it's about 10%, 10 to 15% of those clubs are waitlisted.
So surprisingly, it's 22% of clubs. And like you, I think that's on the rise as well. I think maybe a good follow-up question in a few weeks would be, what were you last year? And that might be down around the 12-15%, but it'd be interesting to see what that difference is. Interesting note, 59% of clubs are at least 90% full. So, I think that's going up too, which is good.
That's good, positive.
Virtual AGMs, how many clubs, what percentage do you think have held a virtual AGM this year?
Well, I'm going high. I'm going 85%.
Okay, we'll probably get there. Right now it's 68%, but that is up 21% since July 23rd. So it's certainly trending that way. Many are still delayed. 24% had indicated that they delayed. Now, some of those may have moved to a virtual AGM since, or some might be currently delayed too. So what about electronic voting? How many clubs do you think are doing that?
Oh, that'll be low. That'll be like 40%
Okay,
or
you're
lower.
close again. So 32% is the answer for that one. And again, probably trending up, especially with virtual AGMs, something probably that's inevitable in time. Interesting question here. So how many provide RRSP contributions based on a percent of salary?
Wow. We're talking to management or
Well,
to,
it's funny. I didn't narrow it as to how, which ones, and it may be beyond the GM or top executive, but
okay, so I'm gonna say that that's a middle of the road, 33%.
57%.
Wow, that's good. I mean, that's great for the industry that it's creeping up.
Yeah, and only 17% basically there's no contribution at all or no pension option at all. So again, let's hope it's going that right way. Last but not least, how many do you think indulge in a drink with either members or with the board in their meeting or something like that at some point or another? What do you think this one is?
Yeah, I think things are changing there. Well, I'm going to take the chicken road. I'm going to go right down the middle and say probably about 50% of the managers who've been around their club probably for a while do it, and probably the other 50 are newer at their clubs. I'm going 50% said yes to this question.
So 58%. I think this question probably had the most comments under it. Probably people that indicated yes said, oh, it's just one, or I keep it to a limit or something, which is fair. And it's probably the appropriate and ethical thing to do. So good stuff. Thanks for the game show. I think you fared pretty well. I don't really have a report card for you, but
Well, I think what's going to happen, I was so bad, they're going to take my CSCM presidency away within 4 weeks. I can already sense it.
yeah, it's that crystal ball, I bet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There are answers to more if either via email that we'll send or on the clubstudy.ca website, including the average salary for controllers or that lead admin position, which was on the survey, and the average cost of the annual audit as well, which I think would be an interesting one for people. One more discussion point for today, Trevor. You had mentioned to me last week about maybe in light of the controller question, doing a compensation survey for, call it second in commands or the other management positions.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to conduct this one on Monday, and it's going to be a bit of an ad hoc, different kind of survey. You want to touch on that, perhaps?
Yeah, so I was thinking, I know everybody has sort of informal group they get to, and it'd be great if we could do something a little more formal across the country. So I think, Ryan, you and I chatted, clubhouse managers, executive chefs, food and beverage manager, golf professional, superintendent, maybe sommelier. The concept that let's keep it to 10 or under, because I know you like to only have to answer 10 questions, and it might take 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, but I think it'd be great for us as a group to formulate that, particularly going into budget season.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, timing I think is important and pertinent there. We'll hopefully spread it around. Again, golf does dominate the private club sector, but we know it's about 70, 75, 80% or something. So hopefully the information here is good for city clubs, yacht clubs, athletic clubs, and the rest as well. So those positions.
Well, if there's room, maybe ask one about other professionals. So whether it be a tennis professional or a racket professional, if you've got the space.
Yeah, and I'll welcome anyone to forward via email any inquiries or thoughts they may have on it. And that way we'll get more out of it too, right? So Trevor, thank you very much. Your desk is very clean, by the way.
Oh, don't tell people that. They'll think I don't work very hard.
Thanks for your time today. I hope to follow up next week with someone else, and hopefully every week a different GM from across the country, and we'll get some great engagement that way and participation as well. So thanks, Trevor, and we'll talk to you soon.
Great, Ryan. Bye for now.